Okay. Well, first off, let's welcome everybody back to the show. This is Two Deans, No Waiting. And we're going to be talking about quite a few things because it's been 2 weeks and a lot of things have happened.
Yes, they have.
But we're going to kick things off right now with the RFK Jr. hearing.
This is going to be a good one.
This is RFK Jr. to me is proof that the Kennedys have committed incest.
Okay, so this is the thing. You need to shut up because you've just weakened the nation another. Okay.
Actually, to be honest with you,
watching those hearings tells me that these freaking politicians are so scared that somebody who's not an insider comes in and actually does something different. Okay, everything he said, I think, was spot on. How can they sit there and question him about, like Elizabeth Warren? What was the first word out of her mouth was, are you going to sue Big Pharma? Why shouldn't we sue Big Pharma? If they're held liable and responsible for somebody being hurt because of their drug, they should be sued. Sounds like she's being paid off. I'd like to see her portfolio.
What are you talking about suing them for what?
Suing them for, they should be liable. If you take a pill, okay,
yeah,
and you get, something happens, your kidney falls out.
Yeah.
You end up dying.
Yes.
They should be liable. They should be able to sue. But you want to know something? You want to know something they didn't bring up in that damn freaking hearing? Was companies that vaccinate. That's why you see more companies vaccinating, because there's a safe haven there. Because now companies that vaccinate can't get sued because they're protected by the law, which is bullshit. That's a red flag.
What was the question that she asked?
Sue
Big Pharma for what?
To sue Big Pharma if they're held responsible for something. That was the major thing out of her. All the stuff going on right now. She should be asking, what are you going to do to change the system? Because the system is not perfect. Okay, so many people died from the vaccine. A lot of people have gotten sick and injured from the vaccine, which I didn't hear her say anything about. He wants to make the vaccines clean. This is what he wants to do. He wants to take the mercury out of your vaccine. And all they're doing is they're calling him a conspiracy theorist. Really? Well, maybe you should think before you open your mouth, but she's paid off anyway. She's not going to do anything for the people.
Well, he's not a doctor, he's not a scientist, he has no scientific background, he has no managerial background. I don't understand. I kind of get what she's saying on certain things, but this guy is so overwhelmingly underqualified.
He's underqualified, but who are we going to get? A compromised doctor that's going to, what? Like Dr. Fauci? He did great, right? Yeah. Go ahead, you can take the vax. You don't have to take the vax. You wear a mask. You don't need to wear a mask. Which one is it? 1 vax, 2 vax, 3 vax? 3 strikes, you're out. You know, this guy was, man, he's not a politician. Yeah, he's a politician. Of course, he's a bureaucrat. He's being controlled by who? And you know, in the 80s, look him up. I like to call him Dr. Mengele, because let me tell you something. A lot of people died from, not a lot of people hurt from the vaccine. A lot of people died from the vaccine he was pushing. A lot of people getting this aggressive cancer. I mean, the people are dying in like 8 months. Like they're calling it an aggressive cancer. Right. Well, okay, the last 5 years, what has changed? It's the vaccine. But let me go back to talk about Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci really gets on my nerves, okay? Notice how he took the pardon. Ooh, he took a pardon because he knew he did something wrong. Yeah, it's the wolves watching the sheep, buddy. But let me finish with Dr. Fauci in the 80s. Okay, this is true, look it up. Right. He created this drug for AIDS patients that ended up killing the AIDS patients. So it goes back to Elizabeth Warren. Are you going to sue Big Pharma? Yeah, if they're held liable for something like that.
Okay, can we not compare people to the Nazis?
Why not?
Because
if the shoe fits, you wear it.
Well, then Trump is Hitler.
Okay.
Here's my point.
He's only been president for 4 years, and what? And during that time, it was much better than it is today. Inflation wasn't as bad.
Listen,
gas is stabilized.
This is my point. Okay. This is my point. Hitler is responsible for the deaths of over 10 million people. Trump didn't do that. Let's not do that, okay? Mengele did stuff to people that he was sewing people together with no anesthesia.
He was also doing experiments on people.
Right, absolutely.
Giving them shots and...
Absolutely.
Okay, well, this shot wasn't an experiment. This shot wasn't exactly...
The shot was not a vaccine, though.
Thank you. It wasn't a vaccine, but they're pushing it as a vaccine. No, I'm talking about this shot here. They're pushing it as a vaccine, and it's not a vaccine.
I'm trying to tell you, we should not ever compare people to these Nazis.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Or doesn't fit.
It sure does.
It does not.
And everything Kennedy said, I stand for. everything he said.
Okay.
I'm not saying, now, I don't know what he's going to do after this. Is he going to be compromised? I'm not an idiot. I know that, okay? I know the way the world works. I wish some people did.
Yeah,
nevertheless.
he has worms in his fucking brain.
Now, who told you that? Dr.
Kennedy.
Fauci or Dr. Mengele?
Kennedy himself.
Oh, okay, Kennedy himself.
He
Whatever.
said it.
Okay, all right. But Elizabeth Warren is more worried about Big Pharma than she is about what you're putting in your body. That's my problem.
Well, part of it is Big Pharma's putting stuff in your body.
Well, I know, but this is why, okay, he's coming in and supposedly, I'm not saying he's going to do it, but it looks good on paper. We got to give him a chance. They want to change things. If they want to take the mercury out of the vaccine, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, and there are additives.
Yeah, okay.
That need to be, and he's not anti-vaccine. I'm more anti-vaccine than he is.
Well, not according to Bernie Sanders.
Well, Bernie Sanders says a lot of things that
with the onesies,
and they go up your butt. And Senator, what are you talking about? I mean, he's a socialist, but he admits it. I give him that.
You gotta, at least he's honest.
Okay, but watching that is political theater. It was a circus.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay,
I agree with that.
We can go.
But he's just. To be honest with you, I hope he makes it. I want him in. I want that Kash Patel in. I want Tulsi Gabbard in. I want them all in, because what I want to happen is for one of them, all of them will mess up, and they're going to mess up catastrophically.
Catastrophe, another Greek word.
Because all of them are overwhelmingly underqualified for these jobs. They don't even know what they're getting their heads into. They have no clue, and they're going to mess up. And then people are going to want
insiders. They're not insiders,
and people are going to want their heads, and people are going to want Trump's head for nominating them.
Kind of like Dr.
I'm telling
Fauci.
you, this is what I want. And then in 2 years, their own people will be going after them. It's going to be awesome.
Well, look.
That'd be great.
That's your opinion, and if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you.
Nevertheless,
this would have been great if Biden's people would have done that to him.
Yeah, Biden's people for the last 4 years, what have they done?
Let's hold people
They were helping
accountable.
him white as ass. Come on, man. Look, forget Biden.
Seriously.
He's done.
Let's have these people accountable.
They should be held accountable.
If you,
of course, but nothing has happened yet
if
for
I'm
them
the president,
to be accountable for.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want them in. Now, if I nominate you,
so how do you know they're going to do bad? You're just hoping they do bad.
How do I know they're going to do bad? Because they're overwhelmingly underqualified. They have no clue.
Can it get any worse?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Look at FEMA the last 30 years and the joke. We talked about that last time.
FEMA is...
A lot of these government agencies are awful.
A lot of these government agencies are newer.
Well, FEMA's not new. It's been around since Johnson.
Okay, what's the TSA? Homeland Security.
Oh, that was started under the Bush-Cheney crime syndicate. You know, he's supposed to be small government. He made it bigger.
And you got the TSA that has stopped no one. They have stopped no one.
No, of course, but that's another thing I want to talk about.
Underwear bomber, the foot bomber, shoe bomber, whatever.
A lot of these,
whatever bomber you want to be, you can. They don't stop no one.
It's called government-sponsored terrorism too.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, all right, yeah. How many regimes have we overthrown and put in? And how many terrorist regimes?
I can't count that high.
Okay, all right, so
I cannot count that high.
Nevertheless, which leads to something else I want to talk about is deportation.
Oh, yes.
All of a sudden now this is a fucking problem. Are you serious? They've been deporting people in this country for 60 years. Mm-hmm. The problem I have here is this thing called sensationalism. Our media does a great job doing this, really stirs the pot. They've been deporting people. You know which president has deported more people than any other president? Barack Obama. But they never talked about it.
That's true. That is true.
They never talk about it. Now all of a sudden, the media is so look, somewhere in America, as Bernie Sanders would say, somewhere in America, there's somebody dying because of something bad. Okay? Somewhere in America right now, there is a police officer, an unarmed American citizen, getting their ass kicked, and they're probably beating the shit out of them, probably even dying. But you're not going to hear about it. You know, police brutality has happened in this country for years. They only talk about it when it's white, black, black, white. They don't give a shit. But notice how that all went away.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's gone, but they just don't talk about it. It's the same thing now with deporting people. Now all of a sudden it's a big issue. They've been doing it forever. They're sensationalizing this.
But the difference is Obama. You said Obama deported the most people.
Of course,
absolutely. That is the God's honest truth. Here's the difference now. Now they're just they got people in these trucks and vans, and they're just looking at people who are brown and they've been picking up Native Americans, Navajos,
Well, don't
because
well,
they think they're Mexican.
well,
That's what it is, and they want to deport them.
well,
they want to deport the Native Americans.
well, like I said, I mean, okay, that's stupidity. But
Yeah,
my buddy this morning knew we were coming on here, and he said, "Look," he sent me something to talk about it. So we're talking about deporting and how they've been doing it. I mean, Homeland Security, which is another long arm of the government. Of course, we live next to a border, so we have a border patrol. They deport people all the fucking time. You just don't hear about it.
Because they're Canadians.
Now that they're sensationalizing it, it's an issue. It's a hot topic. And the media in this country has a good way of controlling people. And people that are tuning in on accident again, they got to look up this thing called Operation Mockingbird. Okay, it's how the CIA controlled the media, and that's what they do. And media is very powerful, very influential in this country. Okay, can tell you to vote one way, can tell you not to vote another. And I think it's just sensationalism. That's what's going on. But my friend, I wanted to elaborate on what he said to talk about deporting people.
Sure.
And he was showing me of Twitter or whatever it was, Facebook, one of the social media outlets, and people were writing in. One particular girl mentioned about welcome to 1984. Where the fuck have you been the last 60 years? Where the fuck have you been the last 60 years? If you'd listened to us, you would know right away.
That's
but
right.
Even before then, 1984 was a book written by
George Orwell,
who was an insider who knew that this would happen. Okay, it was written in 1948. But every president leading to the president we have today has a good responsibility of creating this quasi-police state, which I talked about. Remember, I talked about the police state.
Yes.
I talked about the long arm of the government.
Yep.
The Patriot Act started all that too. The John Warner
I think that just
Authorization
pushed
Act.
it along more.
Well, look, it set forth the precedence of where we're at today.
Right.
So this person is living in a shoebox.
Yes.
You haven't seen that we've been in this Orwellian state for 60 years.
Yes.
Wake up!
Yes.
It's not just one president; it's a whole bunch.
Right, I agree on that. On that, I do agree. However, let's see. What were you? Oh, the deportations. They are targeting Mexicans. That's what they're doing.
But the Mexicans
Driving around-
are not the people that are coming over
Well,
the
brown
It's
people.
more people from Central America.
Brown people,
But see,
Hispanics.
But then this is the thing: they're going to deport white people too if they're from Italy or wherever they're from. But then we're going to make this a race issue. We're never going to win, man. Look, you got to have you got to have due process at the border.
I agree on that, but they're just driving around picking people up. They're not even checking their IDs.
But this happened one time. Where did this happen? This ain't happening everywhere.
This happened in Arizona in several places.
Okay, but that's not the president's fault. That should be the fault of whoever's supervisor or whatever jurisdiction they're in. Whoever's responsible in that area should be responsible for that.
Well, why weren't they doing this beforehand then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're not. They're talking about it now.
So don't tell me that the Trump's hands are clean.
Well, he's the one
He's the one
that's
that ordered
pushing
it.
that. Well, he's doing exactly what he said. Look,
Yeah.
if you're
I'll give him that. At least he didn't lie.
If you're over here illegally, it's illegal. What part of that don't we understand?
No, I
Back
agree.
home, you get shot for even looking at somebody suspicious.
Right.
You Americans are very lucky, let me tell you.
50 watts per channel, baby cakes.
Fallon!
How about this, the plane crash?
Oh, you know what? You might have to talk more about that. From what I seen, I remember watching the film. It didn't even look like the plane's head. It looked like the one just blew up. I've heard many different stories. I don't know exactly.
Well, let's just throw that away. It doesn't matter. They crashed. They're dead.
Okay, but
That's
how?
irrelevant.
What?
No. For what I'm going to talk about, that's irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, Trump came on TV and he said,
You're going to blame Trump for the plane crash. I know that's.
I'm not going to blame him for their plane crash. How dare you?
Somebody is somewhere.
Somebody is blaming Trump for the plane
I'll
crash.
blame Al Qaeda. They're the ones that did it. I know they did. They had a rocket launcher, and they probably buy Bitcoin.
You're not that far off. Basically, Trump is blaming Biden, Obama, Pete Buttigieg. I mean, everybody under the sun. But DEI he blames because we're hiring people. He said that we're hiring people with no limbs, We're hiring people. You know what he said? He
Listen,
says,
listen, buddy, I'm a member of AARP. My name's Sam Elliott. What you said was bullshit.
He said we're hiring. He went so far as to say we're hiring people with dwarfism. How dare we hire someone with dwarfism?
Are you sure that Don Lemon isn't telling you this? Or,
No.
or CNN?
No.
I know it wasn't Newsmax. They lean the other way.
No. If they played his speech that he had at the press conference,
That's
that was Trump.
Said.
Trump said it. I can play it for you.
Listen.
This is insane.
Well, quit playing with yourself, number one, okay?
Yeah.
I think you're playing with yourself so much you're becoming blind.
No.
Stick to the script. Oh, my goodness. Okay, look.
It's just amazing to me. Whenever something happens, it's their fault.
Oh, well,
they did it. They did it.
That's what they all do in Washington.
It's insane.
And then at the end of the day, what do? Well, they sit and they eat together. They invest in the same stocks together, Palantir, whatever. They're making millions of dollars off of us, and we're sitting here fighting like assholes. And they're all friends.
This is what he should have said at the presser. This is a tragic accident. This is a horrible thing. We need to look into it. We need to find out what happened. I feel so bad for the families. That kind of thing. That's what he should have done. Not that this wasn't my fault.
He did say that. I did hear that.
He did not say that.
He gave a.
How did you hear that part?
What do you mean? Because he gave a moment of silence in one of the briefings, in one of the news briefings. He gave a moment of silence. Everybody bowed their hair, and if you have hair, they don't.
That's what he should have done, and then left it alone. He kept going and said, "Well, it's their fault."
Well, look. Let's find out what happened. Okay, you got that out of your system? Okay, all right. All right. I want to know something else. Why the fuck is the military doing maneuvers near a civilian airport? Why is that? Well, isn't that more of a question they should be asking?
Well,
they're doing military maneuvers like in the middle of a city.
That's what I'm saying. This needs to be looked into.
Well, yeah, that needs to be looked into. I don't care what the president said. I don't care what Buttigieg puts in his butt. I don't care. Listen, I don't care. And you're in the Navy, you should know all about that. It's like going out with a Greek. You drink ouzo, you wake up 8 hours later, your butt hurts. You had a good time. Okay, this is my thing. I'm more concerned about what are they doing. Why are they doing military maneuvers in the middle of an airport?
That's a great question.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm more concerned of.
Okay.
And then when I watch the film...
you should be.
Well, you should be! Losing my mind, man. Because the stupidity and the hypocrisy, I swear... It's just gone random, and watching politics, and even listening to people, like I said, that one person that tweeted, welcome to 1984. Hello, we've been here for 60 years,
right.
Where were you when they created the Patriot Act? The John Warner Authorization Act gives power to a sitting president over Congress and the Senate. Welcome to fascist America.
You could do that.
It's been there.
You can tap our phones.
The wiretapping, the spying, no due process, no Miranda rights.
Nope.
And she's concerned about deportation. They're here illegally.
Yeah, no.
They've been taking our rights forever. I've been paying taxes and they take my rights. You get pulled over for a 2 miles an hour, you get a freaking ticket. If somebody's here illegally, they shut everything down and you couldn't leave your freaking house. Remember that? Remember those days? But then they're going to let people in illegally without vaccines because the scamdemic.
Scamdemic.
Listen, buddy, it's all a damn scam. I'm Sam Elliott, and I know it is.
No. It is a scam. It's a scam. Everything's a scam.
I lost people to that to the coronavirus.
You probably lost people because of the protocol too.
It doesn't matter.
We talked about the protocol.
It wasn't a scam. It was a pandemic.
It was a scam. I explained it last week. How it was a scam over a week ago.
No.
They were writing. You went in there you died of a car accident. They wrote you up for coronavirus.
Yes, okay.
That's a scam.
Okay, that part, yes. But that there wasn't a pandemic.
But was there a pandemic?
Yeah,
I don't know. It just went away. A lot of people died from the protocol.
Went away from the vaccines, maybe.
A lot of people died from the flu too.
From the vaccines, maybe.
The vaccine.
Maybe that's how
it
happened.
You should work for CNN, man. I need a cue card.
Well, all of a sudden...
Well, I was in an auto accident, and I got money from Sam. I haven't quit drinking witch hazel.
You quit sleeping on witch hazel.
I think I do better on less sleep.
Yeah. Well, this vaccine, though, it did stop it.
I don't think so.
It went away.
It didn't go away. I know people that, quiet. I know people that weren't vaccinated and never got it.
Yep, I do too.
Okay, so
Aren't you
something
one?
There. I'm not going to jinx myself. I know because I'm going to walk out of here and throw up my colon out.
I had coronavirus.
Yeah, but it's the flu.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
it's a
it's
strong
not,
flu.
It's a strong
It's a
flu.
very strong flu.
And look, I remember during SARS, I think was Bush
SARS.
president or Obama, and they didn't stop anything. They didn't stop, and SARS was more people died from SARS than anything. If you caught SARS, you had a 40% chance or 60 or 40% chance of dying.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was more people were dying.
It wasn't
people that were catching it. Everybody, 99.9% of the people that did caught the virus survived.
Yeah. That's what
So
I'm
if you
saying.
got SARS, a lot more people died. Look up the.
Oh, it's per. Okay,
Yes,
that makes
yes,
sense.
That's what I meant.
Okay then.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on television.
I don't even play one.
Wet your hands.
Anyways, yes. So the pandemic or the scamdemic went away because of the vaccine.
Yeah. And
Okay.
well, no. I didn't say that. He said that.
I did.
No. You want to say that shit? Then you go
I
to
can say
CNN.
it. I can
Don't
say it.
You can say that on Fox News.
I say
here.
it whenever I
But you
want.
don't.
This is America.
You don't. America, my ass.
America.
Listen, I ain't
America.
damn America. Hey, listen to me, buddy. You're a man.
Let me tell you something, brother.
No, you don't know what you're saying, man. I'll tell you what, you're lying through your goddamn teeth. The vaccine killed more people than Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I don't think Andre the Giant killed anybody.
Let's go on to something else. Let's go on how I talk about how NATO is really bad.
As
The
soon as
North
we get
Atlantic
back.
Treaty
As soon as we get
Organization.
back.
Okay, we'll be back for break.
After this break.
After this break.
Yep.
Oh, they're enhancing the war. And we're back. So, what I want to talk about is Ukraine. All quiet on the Western Front? I think not. They just blew up two oil depots in Russia and Kursk. And they're trying to enhance this war. Somebody wants this war to keep going. Now, Trump hasn't stopped it. I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know the military-industrial complex is like. It's another lobby, right? I don't know what's he going to do to stop this. Probably can't do anything. They're just going to let it go because somebody's making money off this. But they keep blowing up oil fields. Russia's pretty pissed. They need to come in and say, okay, and Trump needs to come in and say, look, we need to talk. We need to get two sides there, and we need to negotiate something right now. Stop the madness.
Yeah, and he said he was going to do that on day one, so there goes that.
Well, I don't know why. He would
let
make
me-
like a Babe Ruth.
This is
Hit a home run over there.
this is what I would want. This is what I want to happen. It's not going to happen, but this is what I want to happen. We need to dissolve NATO. NATO needs to go away.
You know what?
NATO
you agree with Trump on that. I agree with you on that too.
Listen,
I totally agree.
What was
For
NATO?
once.
Why do we have NATO?
The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created to protect Western European countries from
the Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union's not around anymore.
Right. So why do we have NATO still?
Like I told
Doesn't
you,
make any
like
sense.
I told you a long time ago when this started, years ago, that the Soviet Pact, that went away after the fall of the Soviet Union. They created their version of NATO to protect Eastern European countries from the
Right.
West.
That was Poland and
Exactly. So that went away. And this is how the war started in 2007 when the Bush-Cheney crime syndicate put missiles in Eastern Europe, rekindling the Cold War, and then Putin went to the UN Security Council and said, if these missiles keep moving closer into our territory, we're going to have problems.
Did he say that with his shirt on
He
or
said
off?
it with, I could take mine off, but I haven't shaved my back in 3 eons. Strovel. Okay, so, right. So he went over to the UN Security Council and said this, and they're like, fuck you, we don't care. So they keep building, putting military defense systems, military bases on old Soviet territory.
Right.
So I agree with you. That's why I say the West instigated this bullshit.
Well,
I smack you in the face twice, 3 times. You smack me back, comrade.
I'm just saying they need to dissolve NATO and get rid of it. And we know who our allies are, and we know who there aren't.
Well,
So there's
I
no
agree.
reason for this.
I agree, but you know what they do to Europe, and I'm being Greek, and I know my relatives over there are petrified. We need America. We need them. We need the money. Well, you need the money. Well, then maybe Europe should pay for NATO.
Yeah.
Not my tax dollars.
Right.
Okay, because they're petrified that Russia's gonna. But that's just more fear mongering.
Not only that, though.
It's more fear mongering.
We have what? Was it 280 bases or 180 bases?
Man,
I don't know. We have bases all over the world. I am not afraid to get rid of NATO.
No, I'm not either.
It just doesn't make any sense to have it.
This war, you know,
Cold War once again.
Well, it's a money
all
pit.
over again.
It's a money
They're
pit.
trying to. They need it because war makes money, even if it's cold.
Right.
That's the truth.
It's a money pit, just like the war on drugs, just like the phony war on terror, the NATO. It's all a money pit, man.
Oh, the war on drugs! Don't get me started on that.
Right. Oh, we can go all day with the war on drugs.
That when I was in the service and we got that list of ships or boats to stop because they were suspected of carrying narcotics, and then there was another list of boats not to stop. What do you? I mean, it's like,
Hey!
really?
We ain't gonna stop this one.
Nope.
Hold on, this one's got moonshine. We're gonna look at this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's
ridiculous.
Right. It's rough.
It's insane.
You
I
think
hate
you think somebody's making money off this stuff? No. Think so? No. Well, you talk about look.
How about what do you? Let me ask you this. What do you think about those pardons for the January 6ers?
Look.
Do you know anything about it? Or?
I sure do.
Okay.
A lot of those people were protesting, and they have a right to freedom of assembly, just like we have a right to come here
Yeah, you gotta
and
get a permit,
entertain
though.
people. Well, I don't, you
Gotta get a permit
You got a
first.
permit to take a shit.
Well, you still
Look,
gotta do
well,
that.
hold on.
You brought up the law, not me.
Well, it doesn't mean they got to go in jail for 8 years.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
I think they were all taken
They were taken
individually.
where? They were to a gulag. This sounds very familiar, comrade. We have gulags and you have your own.
You're
you call
tagging
them Walmart.
You're tagging the police. Beating them.
I'm attacking the police. Look, what I'm saying is this. They have a right to protest. Just like people on the left, when they want to protest, let me tell you something. When they take their freedoms away and civil liberties, yours are next. Trust
Okay,
me.
let me tell you something.
So
though.
that's you're asking me. I'm
No.
telling you that
See,
should have never happened.
well, first
okay?
off-
there were people that were protesting peacefully, just like in 1999.
Those people weren't arrested.
Hold on. The World Trade, the January 6 people were arrested.
Not all of them.
A lot of them, not. Well, you kind of could round up 1,000 people.
They did. Apparently, they got 1,500 of them.
Look, you're asking me. I'm telling you, they have a right.
That's
to
not what
freedom
I
of
asked you.
assembly. You did ask me about
No.
January 6th.
No, I did not. I asked you, what do you think about the pardons? I didn't ask you about assembly. I didn't ask you any
I
of that
think they
shit.
should be pardoned. I think they never should have been arrested.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Well, let me finish. What happened with the World Trade Organization in 1999 when people were, hold on, because this goes to, I'm talking about freedom of assembly, brother.
didn't ask you that.
It's the same thing.
It's
Why?
not.
Well, yeah, it is. Why were they arrested? They were arrested because they were their freedom of speech was taken away. That's why they were arrested.
No.
Oh, yes.
I'm
They
pretty
were-
sure
they were-
they were arrested because they were on camera
Oh yeah,
breaking
they were on
into
camera
the place.
Yeah, a lot of
taking a
insiders.
shit on the desks.
Look, a lot of people were protesting peacefully. This
Yeah,
is
they
what I'm
didn't-
saying.
they're not the ones that got thrown
hold
in
on.
jail.
Yes, there were people that were thrown in jail that were protesting peacefully.
Let me finish my
Well,
point
you were-
here.
and-
I asked a question.
The World Trade.
And you answered-
I changed the question,
You
brother.
answered it. Now listen to me. Well, my problem is he didn't go case by case. And I'm going to tell you why he didn't go case by case. He started to, and then he says, hey, wait a minute, how many of these are there? And the whatever guy hands him those things for him to sign, he says, well, there's 1,500 of it. And he said, 1,500 of them, and this is not me making this up. He says, fuck it, let them all out.
Okay.
That's what happened. Now, one guy is dead because he got into a shootout, I guess, with a cop at a traffic stop. Another one got into a shootout with some other cops in Rhode Island. And then there's like 4 or 5 of them that are pedophiles. They're after him now for the pedophilia. They don't look at it. They should have looked at them individually.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, anytime you go out and you voice your opinion and you're protesting, you should be able to. Some of the people were arrested and they were legit, right?
Yeah.
And they were still harassing them and they were being arrested. Okay, this goes back to, welcome to 1984. No kidding.
Well,
it's been like that. And this is the thing that, I'm all about freedom of expression, my right to assembly, and I feel like a lot of people's rights were attacked that day.
What rights?
Your right to go out and protest whatever you want to protest.
have to have
if the
a
left,
permit.
If the left can go down and burn buildings.
That shouldn't have happened.
Oh, that shouldn't have happened
No.
either. But a lot of those people got bailed out by George Soros money. Weren't we talking about Peter Thiel, and weren't we talking about all those people that are influential that run this country?
All I wanted to say was he should have went through them individually. That was it.
And I'm telling you, they should have never got arrested, some of them. Not all of them, I don't know. But a lot of people were arrested unlawfully. That's what I'm saying. And that's where it ends.
Well, I'm just saying. These people,
Basta!
they have them on video attacking the cops. They're supposed to be the law and order people here.
Oh, yeah, we're
this
supposed to
doesn't
be
make
law
any
and order.
sense.
Sure, we're supposed to be law and order.
No, that's a law and order party. That's what they say. That's not
Is there a law and order party?
The Republicans say that they are the law and order party.
Well, we know the Democrats aren't.
No.
Look how many people, Joseph Biden, I was going to say Joseph Mengele, Joseph Biden pardon.
Sure. Oh, no, yeah, and that goes both ways. I'm just telling you, I think he should have looked at him individually. But he's so fucking lazy, he didn't want to do it. Oh, the 1,500, oh my God, I got to take a shit.
Look, I agree with with his, he's compromised when it comes to Israel. They all are.
That brings up something.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you ready?
My son.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Are you ready for the asshole of the week?
Oh, yes, we're going to do a new thing here called Asshole of the Week. That's right, where we pick ourselves, not influenced by him, he's not influenced by me.
That's right.
Where we're going to pick who we think is our asshole of the week. And if you're lucky enough, you can be an asshole of the week too. That's right. Go ahead with your...
Now here's how this is going to work though. I'm going to say my asshole of the week, and I'm going to say why. And then he will not rebuttal. And the same thing with me. He's going to say it, and I won't say anything. But we can make faces.
So let me start out by giving you my asshole of the week, because it was my idea.
Go ahead.
Okay. My asshole of the week is none other than the former governor of Arkansas. No, not that asshole. Not the one that said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I only took her out to eat. It's the other asshole. Mike Huckabee. That's right. Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, who says he's a man of God and loves Jesus, but he's okay with the misplacement and the mistreatment of thousands of Palestinian women and children who have died the last year. Mike Huckabee, none other now, how ironic that he becomes the ambassador to Israel. Every time I watch his show, I get so sick. Yes, sick to my stomach. He's so far up Israel's ass that Netanyahu's starting to feel his boots on his chin. This guy doesn't bleed red, white, and blue. He bleeds blue and white. Yes, he's my version of asshole of the week. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, that's a good asshole. My asshole has got to be President Trump. We look like clowns to the rest of the world. I think his nominees for his cabinet are ridiculous. I think the way that he handles the press is ridiculous. I think the way that he handles everything is ridiculous. It's never his fault. Things happen on his watch, and it was the previous administration's fault. I just can't. I don't understand this guy at all. Take some responsibility. That's all I'm asking. He's an asshole.
My asshole's bigger than your asshole. That doesn't
I
sound
don't
right.
know, man. He's pretty asshole-ish.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. Mike Huckabee, is okay, and we both agree on the Palestinian the stance that we're both definitely anti-war. This guy here really gets on my nerves when he sits there on a Christian network.
Yeah.
They should call it the Zionist network, because that's all it is.
Which network?
I don't know.
Is it TNN?
Yeah, one of those networks.
Wait, that's not TNN.
It's one of those shows
right.
where, you got, what's his name?
Like the 700 Club?
Yeah, my name is Jimmy Swaggart, and I'm selling you these Christian Bibles.
Yeah.
That's right, my name is Swaggart, and I have the King James Bible. If you don't buy my Bible, a 15-foot tall Jesus will come to your house and stomp you to death.
Yeah.
It's got to be the 700 Club.
No, it's not the 700 Club, because
No?
Pat Robinson is dead.
Yeah.
Long fucking dead.
No, but what I'm saying, I watch his show and it's like, okay, motherfucker, move to Israel, go fight for their army.
Yeah, right.
Go fight for Netanyahu, because he doesn't care about Jesus. He doesn't care about your Christian values, and he's got to know that. So, but I'd like to see his portfolio. I bet he gets money from AIPAC.
Can I say something? I mean, I agree with you. He's an asshole. And
I mean,
and
just
I agree
his
with everything you
stance,
said.
his stance on Palestine. Okay,
But-
you can't. But he doesn't even. He doesn't want to recognize the Palestinian people. He says they don't even have a right to exist.
Right. Now you have to understand this though. He's going biblical. Christians, for some reason, think that they're Jewish too.
Okay,
and they're not.
Those are only evangelical Christians.
Yes.
No other Christians around the world think like that because you've
Right.
been brainwashed.
Right. Exactly.
Because
No, you're right.
They should call it the Israeli station, not the whatever the Christian network. You're not.
Right.
You talk about the Antichrist. The Antichrist are the Zionists. The Zionists are more of a threat to Judaism than any Palestinian. Okay, let's be straight here.
Well-
Okay, 90% of the people in Israel today are Eastern European Jews. Nothing wrong with that, but that's where they're from. So they're not really Semitic. They're from the bloodline. They're not from the bloodline of Abraham. They're from the bloodline of Attila the Hun. I mean, they don't want to hear that. But the
lot of people from
the true Semitic people are Middle Eastern. They're Arabic. You know, a lot of them are Palestinian. A lot of them are Lebanese. They're the true, what do you call it, Semites. So he's got it backwards. But then again, he might know, he might not know. I don't think he listens to the show. If he does, he's for people. Okay. Nevertheless, I think he's compromised. He's paid off. He has to. That whole show is. That whole network is. I'm sick of. It's America first, buddy. It's not Israel. It's not Israel.
Right.
No Israel.
I agree.
Go home.
I'm sorry to agree with you, but I do because you're right. And and who's defending?
Palestinians.
Well,
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody wants them. The rest of the Muslim world don't recognize them either.
That's because they're compromised too. The Saudis.
That's insane.
The
Saudis
the
don't.
Saudis are made up. They're a made up country too.
The Saudis don't like other Arabs either. They don't
I
like
know.
Iran. They hate Iran.
Well,
holy cow.
Well, they're Persian. Iranians. Iranians are not Arabic. They're Persian.
Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah.
tribal. That's
I'm just trying to tell
A
you.
lot of that is tribal.
They're
but
still Muslims.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they fight just like Christians have fought.
Right. That's what I'm
Mormons
saying.
and Protestants and Protestants and everybody. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I mean, come on. This guy is just totally.
Yeah,
compromised.
he's all. Yeah,
He's
but
all. I don't want to watch your show and you're talking about Israel more. You're talking about my country.
our whole government has been compromised to lean towards Israel. I don't understand
It's
it.
the money.
And it's
It's the
both
money.
parties. It's not.
Right.
It's
right.
not just the Republicans.
Oh, it's the Democrats especially.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
look at the Clinton administration.
Yeah, that's all they. I don't understand this fealty to Israel. Israel's allowed to do whatever they want, but Netanyahu said, "Well, we're gonna go and we're gonna invade Syria."
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
right,
Let's, right ahead.
and they're like, well, even if we tell them no, they still do it, and then there's no consequence.
Nothing.
There's no slap on the wrist. There's
No,
nothing.
nothing.
I just it makes no sense to me
Well,
whatsoever. And how much money are we giving these people?
Oh, tons.
You know what? If
millions.
Israel wants to do what they want, then they can pay for it. Why am I paying for it?
Exactly.
I certainly am against war, as
course.
Dean is, and we don't want our money going towards
No,
that.
I'm
if
sick
we
and
have
tired.
to.
No.
I say we cut our budget too. My God, our defense budget is ridiculous. $900 billion, I think.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot.
more than the entire world's.
You don't even really have to cut the budget. Well, hold on. You know what you can do is.
Slim it.
Well, yeah, but get rid of some of these military bases. That would save a lot of money too.
It
wouldn't
would, yes.
Post World War II. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
there's no reason for these.
We have military bases in England
Yeah.
to protect the British from the Irish.
Apparently. And they didn't do such a hot job of that, did they?
No, that's
the-
I got Protestant and Catholic
With all
there.
them IRA people.
Yeah, oh yeah, those damn IRA. Isn't Ireland? Ireland, I think, is right next door to Switzerland.
That was the Catholics, the IRA.
Right, yes, they were.
They're going against the Protestants.
Yeah, no, you're going back now.
That
You're
makes
going
no
1920s,
no.
1900s, 1800s.
Making that, no, actually, no. That's not that far
No,
away
the
from
40s,
us.
50s, 60s. Yeah,
70s,
yes, I
80s.
get, but it goes back. It's
I
a
remember.
history that goes,
I remember.
back.
Yeah, it does go back. But I remember the hunger strikes they had. Like one guy died. Sands, maybe was his name.
That's
I
crazy.
can't remember his name, but it was just insane.
It is insane. But we went from
Wow,
to
we
what's
did.
going on in the Middle East to Ireland.
It happens.
We're geopolitical politics. We're on that right now in the hearings. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff that that has happened for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen next, right? What are we going to talk about next? Is it going to be another war? Is there going to be a false flag? What's going to happen?
A false flag.
Yeah, like Nero Caesar burned down Rome to blame the Christians, so he had justified the killing. 9/11, which was bullshit. You know what false flag is? The USS Maine. Remember the Maine?
Yes.
The USS Liberty.
Lusitania.
All false flags. The Lusitania. Don't put the ship in the water. We'll blow it up. And what did they do? They blew it up.
How about the Pacific Princess, the love boat?
Oh yeah. Oh. Now you're just being a fucking smartass.
Yeah, somebody's got to be smart here.
Right. Yeah, the Love Boat. What the fuck happened to Love Boat? I'll tell you what, that would be a good episode if it sank.
I'd watch that.
Watch Gopher drowned.
Good. Well, you know who he is, right?
He was a senator.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for Iowa.
I think he's a
Grady, I think was his last name.
Yeah, right.
Senator
Is he
Grady.
still?
No, he might be dead.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I mean, well, honestly, he was old.
Well, if he took the shot, he's probably dead for sure. Nevertheless.
Yeah, I want to look more into this DEI stuff. That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
I'm going to have to. We're not going to talk about it now because I have to look stuff up to see exactly what's going on here. But I mean, I think it stands for diversity, equality, and inclusion, which is, I think. Now I don't know this for sure, but I think it's just another way to say affirmative action.
In the opposite way.
Yeah. But now they mask it with, well, now we're going to include the gays, we're going to include women, we're going to include, instead of just being for African Americans.
Well, I
That's what I
get
think.
what you're saying. Right,
Yeah.
right. It's gone from just being a race to, oh, you stutter. Oh, that's horrible. You need $100. You need $100,000 grant because you have a problem stuttering.
Yeah, right.
Or you smell. Okay, yeah. That's more federal funding. If you want to cut spending, you don't create more.
No, you don't. But
I mean, we need somebody that's going to come in, not cut Medicare, Medicaid, anything. We can improve that. I get that, but like you said, end some of the wars for sure. I don't
Right.
want to give $1 billion to Netanyahu. He's got 50 homes in Miami. I don't want to give. I don't want to give $100 million to Zelensky. He can't even put on a suit. I mean, with all that money, he should have more clothes than fucking Liberace, man.
I'm with you on that. Why are we giving money to other people,
They're
other countries?
They're
and stuff?
laundering.
It's
They're
just
laundering the
insane.
money.
Oh,
Bunch of
laundering.
gangsters.
You know what I heard about laundering? That it was very easy to launder money through crypto. Is that true?
You can launder money through the American dollar too.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
been
yeah, I
doing
know,
it.
but I mean,
They
is it-
founded this country on laundering?
I understand
money, for
that,
crying out
but is
loud.
it easy?
Well,
They're saying it's easy.
I mean, what's easy? I don't know. If you show me how to do it, I'd like to do it.
I don't have any money to launder, which is why I'm not a
Yeah,
Republican.
That's
I'm
because
not.
his wife has it.
I don't have enough money to be a Republican. I don't make enough money.
You don't-
Can't do it.
You don't have enough money
To be a Republican.
You don't have enough money to be a peasant.
Yeah. How sad is that?
Look, we're using a studio that's not even ours. They're going to kick us out in 5 minutes.
They are in 5 minutes, yes. So I am going to do this really quick.
Well, what are you going to do?
We're going to see.
Uh-oh.
You're going to see.
You're going to watch a video?
No videos.
Okay, well, delete the porn first.
No porn.
I already got my own.
Stop it. Nope. I just wanted to do this one. I thought this would be appropriate for here.
Oh! This is basically true. Exactly. Same as the old boss.
So everything we've talked about today is basically summed up with that one line.
I can kind of agree. We have music back home like that. It's called the
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Nothing's going to change. They're just doing different things to get the same end.
Nothing changes, not even his underwear.
Anyways, we've been Dean, and we are two Deans, no waiting.
No waiting. Remember, don't vote. And go to hell if you don't listen to us. And you can eat a dick.
Thank you for looking at us today, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Goodbye.